to use very basic shapes, elements like lines, curves, and 2-degree curves. These are called splines. If you know how to use them and combine them and cut them in ways to create more complex shapes, you're on your way to become a very, very capable designer. Okay. So instead of designing a car like what I just did, basically drawing a fancy loaf of bread like that, like that. A better way to design a car is by piecing a few basic shapes together. So if you look closely, all of these shapes are either a square, a rhombus, a triangle, a trapezoid, or a circle of some kind. Does that make sense so far? That way, it's a lot easier to for you to make turns, if you will. What's a better way to describe it? It's a lot. It breaks down very complex stuff into small, manageable bites. So far, so good? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what I want to challenge you to do is to copy this. I mean, not this stuff. But I would like you to copy this. First of all, please copy. You probably need to start a new page. Okay. Please copy this first on the top. So on the top, this is like your library. Okay. Library of things you could use to form your shape. These are if you think of them like Legos. These are the components, the parts you can use to build something more complicated. Okay. So let's copy those first. So you got your squares, circles, triangles, trapezoids, trapezoids and lines, curves, splines, like that. Okay, very good. Now, before we draw the things on the bottom, let me explain a bit. A square could be a rhombus because if you cut a square, it becomes a rhombus, right?
That was called rectangle.
Rectangle. I think rhombus is all inclusive. It's like anything with four sides and perpendicular angles. I think they're called rhombus. But yeah, okay, rectangle. That's fine. So this could be a rectangle. This you could expand this to a arc, like it's part of the circle, or you could expand it into like a pie situation. You could do that if you want. Okay, you basically cut these up and use it to your own advantage. But the circle is a starting point. Same thing with triangles. Triangles, you could have different types of triangles. Right? Okay. So there's a lot of flexibility for you to flex.
Like flex, like show off or like.
Well, I mean, there's a show off. Right? Yeah, I play. You play volleyball. I play football. Okay.
Really?
Well, no, I don't. But I love football. I love playing football. It's funny. Growing up, I should have done more sports. The only sports I've done was tennis. And I like tennis.
Well, tennis is okay.
Yeah.
Because you still have to move your feet to the ball. I mean, somewhere near the ball, you could use the racket to
Yeah.
Tennis. Or with the bouncing method in it, I think.
Tennis is hard in that.
Yeah, I've played it before.
Every sport has their hard thing. I play tennis, but what I like the most are really fast, speedy sports like mountain biking, skiing.
Jumping off a cliff?
Not quite. I had a friend. I used to have my best friend who would ride off a cliff. You know? And I would probably not follow him. I mean, this guy, I mean, I'm pretty tough. Like, when I was young, I could, I think if I really pushed for it, I might qualify for the Marines. Because my mile time was like 6.5 minutes per mile, which qualifies, at the time anyways. It qualifies me, in the Marine boot camp. But this guy, my best friend, he was so like daring. Like he would do nutty stuff like biking off a cliff and things like that. I would not follow him. Later on, he became a firefighter. Surprise. I have another friend of mine he was also similar. He's super nutty. This Hispanic guy, he's like, he's tough. He's tough. Probably the toughest guy that I've met. He's not a bad kid. He's just tough, and the teachers had a hard time with him. Not because he was a bad kid, but he's tough. Okay, like he could. Anyways, he run faster than I, and physically he's tough. And guess what? He became a Marine. Go blow up some bad people. Anyways, so trapezoids, it takes, all kinds of forms. There's this, there's that. Okay. Different kinds, right? So flexible, meaning like there's some room to flex. You're not stuck with an equilateral triangle. Okay. There are different kinds of triangles you can use. Yeah. So with that said, where do we talk about this? Oh, can you go ahead and copy that? Copy this as well?
Oh, you need to copy. Okay.
Please copy it. Yes. Thank you.
Wait, have you ever been to North Korea before?
Nah! What? Why?
I don't know. I'm just wondering. Because I wonder what it's like there. Like,
I don't know. I've heard a few American tourists visit. I mean, when things were relatively better, like a year or two ago, like 2 or 3 years ago when Trump was around, there were like tours, like American tours into North Korea, because they kind of opened up a bit, during that time. But now it's like, oh my gosh, don't even think about it. God forbid, they're probably on the brink of, of war.
If you go there and you see Kim Jong, can you tell him that I want to say hi?
Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, yeah. Why you wanna meet Kim Jong Un? Is that one of your your bucket list of things to do?
I just want to see his nukes.
Oh gosh, great.
No, I'm joking.
Please don't. Well, I'm sure he'll want to see our nukes too. So, yeah, good. Okay, so let's copy a few examples of how shapes could be combined together. Start with the fish. Fish and the pistol is probably the easiest. And then we'll move on to harder stuff like motorcycles and cars.
So I just draw it?
Yeah, just draw it. Just copy it. So it's great to go through this exercise because it helps us understand that everything we see can be broken down into very much more simple forms. You know, not everything is... Things are not as complicated as we think. Oh, great. Yeah, even that could be broken down into simple forms. And that's my challenge for you, is to break everything down into simple forms.
Even us, ourselves?
Especially us.
Simplify.
Simplify.
And then we become like 2 bits. And
Alright, draw as you talk, okay? Sorry.
Okay.
Keep it up. Doing good. Okay. In fact, if there's anything, I would argue, this is more of a, it's a bit more philosophical, but anything that I think we can't break into simple forms, we really don't understand it. Okay. Are there exceptions to that opinion? There might be, but it's gonna be hard because even when we're sketching stuff in nature stuff, you could definitely break them down into simpler forms, simplify them. Okay. Oh, good job with that motorcycle. Just make sure the wheels touch the floor. So do something about it, please. You can actually change the floor to touch the wheel.
Do I have to draw the crossed out example on the bottom? Or...
No, don't worry about that. Thank you. I'm going to erase that. Okay. Here. You might need to zoom in to help you with capturing the form. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, not bad. Yeah. I guess I'll make it a little bit more clear. What? I have to draw better? Isn't it the motto of your class, Mr. Dan? Draw worse? So, car is a little bit harder. Let me explain, though. Because it's not really hard, but it's hard for students to wrap their minds around. Because a lot of times you have to get used to the idea of overlapping stuff. Like you got this circle overlapping, crossing into a bunch of boxes and trapezoids. Okay, I want you to practice getting used to that. Good, very good. Okay, now please clean up this edge over here so it doesn't look like a squiggly line. Or if you must make it squiggly, please break it down into simple forms. Okay.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got it.
Like this should be turned into, and we're doing visual calculus here. This plus this plus this.
Why are those little bonks? When you stop.
It does, huh?
Like stock markets.
Yeah, stock market. Yes. Okay. Definitely learn about stock markets because it affects our everyday. It affects our very livelihood. If you can, take some good lessons.
This is the most simplest I could break it down.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I have to do more of that.
That's fine. Just I would redo it though because your lines are very super thick. Okay. So
okay.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Or I could do this. But there, and then you just put there.
Yeah, those are super thick. We do want to avoid having these super thick lines like this, unless for special occasions like the bottom of a car, the chassis. Yeah, that should be thick. It gives you a sense of gravity. Bottom of
this part?
Yes. whenever you make thick the bottom facing lines of an object, you give it a sense of gravity. So let's do that. Let's practice that. This is the excellent practice of the good concept artist.
Is physics class now?
What?
Is physics class now?
It's partly. Technically, your class with me is technically a STEAM class because it's science. Because we talk about science. There's science and art. Technology. Well, we're using Procreate. That's tech, right?
Mm.
Engineering. Yes, we're doing an art class, but our approach is much more engineering approach. So we have to think about making things that are believable, at least look believable, and that requires some level of engineering. Okay. Obviously art. This is art. It's a different aspect of art. And then M is what? Math. Oh, we talk about math. We love math in this class. Say, I love math in this class.
I actually kind of do like math, not gonna lie.
Okay. Hey. Even better. You and I, we
what I do hate is math.
I'm sorry?
I hate math.
So do I. Thank you. Preach it. All right. So good work. Let's clean up the pistol's edges a little bit. So like the front is kind of like long, like that. Let's clean it up by straightening it. No, that's fine. The top part is fine. It's the front. The front of the pistol.
That's not how pistols look like. Cause aren't they like curved and then there's like a hole here, and then inside there's like some kind of process or kind of like machine stuff, and then like.
Yes, we'll get there. We will get there, but let's start with a very, very basic form, okay, which is basically this. It's a what do you call it? The top part and also the handle. That makes a pistol a pistol. Very good. Oh, one more thing. Let's extend the handle. This is also where the magazine is. Oh, we'll definitely get into firearms. The design of firearms. So make it a little bit longer. You know what? That's a little bit preference and depends. But if we make it too long, it all of a sudden becomes like a little bit like a submachine gun situation. So
why does it kind of feel like a pixel simulator game? Try to collect more pixels.
Mm-hmm. Good question. I don't know. Okay.
Least amount of pixels.
Yeah. All right. Let's do, before we move on to the next stage, let's do one more. This is interesting. Okay. We're gonna do the side view of a human head. So it starts with an ellipse. I forgot to mention this. You could also include ellipse in it. The circles. Okay. Ellipse overlapped by a trapezoid like this, and this part is let me back up. It's about like 1/3. It's 1/3 of the way from, like, if you break the cranium into 3 parts, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. It touches about the top third, or the left third, like that. So, yeah. So basically, this trapezoid needs to be smaller. Keep your lines light. Keep your lines light. Okay. Because now they're very, like, heavy. Good. Getting there. Very good.
Can you see anything though?
Yeah, that's good. So, actually, this is a better sketch. Now that you're sketching lighter, it's way better.
You just
Okay.
make it a little darker so I can see it. Good.
Okay.
Good.
And then we'll add a piece of neck, which is basically, well, from the side, anyways. It's a rectangle. It's actually a cylinder, but from the side, it looks like a rectangle. Okay. But so just keep it as rectangle for now. Nice. Okay. Well, let's
Head, though. Oh, you mean the side? Oh, so it's
from the because we're looking at the head from the side view. This is a side view. Let's write this down.
Oh, I see.
Head. Okay. Oh, remember, let's practice our signature, our great handwriting. Yes. All caps.
I love spelling.
Because we want to be professional in everything we do.
Oh, it's like this.
We are pros.
Well, yours isn't that good. You can spell.
Huh? What?
I mean, you kind of spelled yours. Like, you were just like.
Yeah, better. Good.
That's what you did. I thought you wanted us to do 100% lettering.
So this is good enough. Okay. Just get into a habit of writing more like this and less like, like that.
How I write, though.
Huh?
That's how I used to write.
Yeah.
I used to write like around.
There will be a time for that, but for us, we practice doing this font so that we have control. Like when you want to write messy, you should be able to control it. Like write messy when you want messy, and write like neat when you want neat. Okay. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Also, in history class I've been doing like maps. So basically, I master like drawing straight. I mean, writing straight. Cause that's what my teacher wants. Cause like whenever I'm like drawing like a part of the map, and like if it's like too small, and I can't really fit the words in, sometimes I have to like put like a dot and like write a line towards it, and then you have to write it straight instead of like horizontal or whatever.
Right, straight meaning like vertical.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. She wants us to write horizontal.
She wants you to write horizontal.
Yeah, that's just how she wants it.
Right, that's English. English tends to be horizontal. Like that. Most languages are like that. Chinese is a rare exception. Chinese, maybe Hebrew does. You can write up and down, I think. But the Chinese is probably the best at that, right? Because traditional Chinese is read either two ways. It's either from right to left, boom, 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 or vertical. And Japanese was similar. It's interesting. Sidetrack. There's a saying, I think it's really true that all languages in the world, if you follow the history of all the written languages in the world, you'll find that east of Jerusalem, all the written languages, they write from right to to left. Dun, 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 like that. And then west of Jerusalem, everything writes from left to right. Like English, right? This is your English. And this is your Chinese, Japanese, Hebrew, right? Interesting. I have no idea why that's the case, but that is the case. Traditionally, Chinese was written backwards, like that. We changed it like about 100 years ago, So, anyways, that's that about history lesson.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Are you ready for the next stage of revolution?
What? Revolution?
Revolution. Evolution, revolution. Okay. Okay, so next stage. Let's...
I thought you mean war.
I
thought you mean like war. Revolution.
Revolution. Revolution!
I was literally thinking about nukes.
Oh, great. What is it? What's with kids? What's with kids into nukes lately?
No, just the meme stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope we never get there, because we're a little bit too close.
But you did kind of make me draw a nuke once.
Well, oh, yeah, let's do this. We're not going to do a nuke, but let's do a torpedo. Here we go.
Or rocket.
I think we've done a torpedo, so that this will be a good practice. Okay. So our torpedo is nothing more than a few rectangles attached with one side like a half circle, and then the other side a trapezoid, and then another rectangle, and maybe a triangle in the back, because that's kind of the tail, the tail of the torpedo. Okay. Being torpedo is somehow, I think it does not have fins, because the torpedo tubes cannot fit them.
They could add more nuclear power to it.
You and your nuclear obsession with the nuclear powers.
I'm just saying, like, it could make it stronger by adding more nuclear power.
Sure. And if you want to do that, then you need to warn people about it. So you need to have a triangle, 3 triangles, and a circle in the back, in the middle, like that.
Oh, okay? Yeah, that symbol, the toxic waste thing.
Yeah, the radioactive thing. So it's basically 3 triangles pointing at a dot. Okay?
It would be more cooler if they had like a skull head in the middle.
Yeah, I don't like death. So, but I think this is good enough to warn people, hey, stay away. Radiological stuff. All right. Now, let's expand on this. Oh, when you do your symbol, let's be professional about it. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's actually kern this thing. So what I mean by that, like how you position it makes a huge difference. Like if it looks like all out of whack, then it looks unprofessional, right?
Like
so
that's...
we want to place it in the, probably in the middle. Yeah, and make the shapes more like you got to be clean enough. The shape's got to be clean enough and balanced. Okay. This is unbalanced. Okay. This is
It's not
balanced.
mine.
Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. Guess what? If you make it smaller, it actually look better. Smaller, smaller.
Wider. Oh, it can't be wider. I'm gonna get smaller.
Yeah, if you do it smaller, it looks more concise.
Oh, can we make if we make it bigger, then people can see it well.
Right, but if you look at reality, you'll find that these symbols are usually quite small. We could take a picture and I mean, you could keep it large if you want, but it's the strange thing is some things, the larger you make it, the smaller the whole thing would feel. Like this feels like a small bullet, you know. Versus if I shrunk this,
So what if you make it bigger? Is it like a nuke when you make it bigger?
it'll feel more like a nuke. For some reason,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about the scale of things. I guess it's kind of like if you put if I draw like a human scale. Okay, so if this is a torpedo, human scale probably is like this big. The torpedo is probably about twice the length of a person. Okay. But if you shrunk this, then it feels like a nuke or a submarine. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's really a good idea, especially when you're designing big stuff, to have a human scale. Okay, so right now, for example, I'm gonna turn this into a submarine. How am I gonna do that? I'm just gonna add a sail, basically a trapezoid on top of it, and that's it. That's all I need to do to make this a submarine. Submarine is basically a big torpedo with a sail with lots of people working in it.
I'm kind of wondering what happens if you put the radioactive like symbol on a bullet. Like, will people see it?
No, it's too small. Okay, so when I design a big stuff like this, I want to have to show how large it is, I want to have a small human scale on the side to show, wow, this stuff is kind of huge. Okay. Yes. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. We could expand on this, but this is the core of what I want you to be exposed to. Now, my challenge for you is to design your own thing. Something, anything. It could be things with a plural, S. But whatever you design, my challenge for you is to keep everything is to keep your designs, like make it so you're able to break it down to simple forms. Okay. Whatever it is you want to design, as long as you design with only these simple shapes, you could do anything you want. All right. So that's my challenge for you. Go ahead. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cycled. I need to charge this. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect my. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Hey, looks like a RPG.
It's like a rocket launcher. I'm trying to
Basically,
make like
Yes. Basically, very good. It basically looks like a rocket launcher. A rocket launcher.